Shut up, be quiet. Shh. Shut up, stop crying. Shh. You don't wanna, you don't wanna, you don't wanna, you don't wanna.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching me from. Welcome to my channel once again. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking, and thank you for the encouraging comments. Thank you very much. I'm so excited. We hit the 100 mark subscribers and we are on our next target, 500 subscribers mark. Please continue to share my videos, continue to like, and those who have not subscribed, please subscribe. Now today I want to talk about this thing that has been going round and round and round the YouTube space. I want to give Dee a special shout out for coming out and giving these haters a Dee Mwango style shaker. Because these people sometimes need somebody to just tell them off. Now, buying a ticket for someone who is not your relative is an applaudable gesture. And Dee did that out of love, out of support, and because she has a good heart. She wants this boy to experience what she has been experiencing, traveling outside his home zone, his comfort zone. This would have been a very good, way maker for this boy, because it would have given him a chance to travel out of his country, meet new people, and also maybe think about his next step. Have you ever seen or heard that a lazy gang member has bought a ticket for anybody? Anybody? Even a bus ticket? Truth be said, they themselves look like people who need to be bought tickets. They need to be bought tickets themselves, so how can they buy somebody a ticket? So when you hear that, they hear that someone has bought another one a return ticket, air ticket for that matter, not a train ticket, they seethe with anger. And this is what happened when they heard that Dee had bought Shane a ticket. This is exactly what happened. Dee bought this boy a ticket to his dream destination because maybe this is where he wanted to go to. His first international destination, Turks and Caicos. Their initial comments were, oh, she's just doing this for views. Oh, for views. This is their usual number one reaction. For views, for views, for views. And yet they are sitting there in their sitting rooms or bedrooms or little corners, as they always call them, doing things for views. Are they doing all these things because they don't want views? No, they are doing these things because they are looking for views. But when somebody else does something, they are always coming up, oh, for views, for views. So when things didn't work out and Shane was turned back at the airport, oh my God, the music reached the crescendo, the climax. And the usual music this time, scamming, scamming, scamming. Oh, she needs to apologize to Shane. She needs to apologize to Jamaicans. AMQ even now put on a red dress, or was it a red top? I don't know. And came out screaming her voice out. Oh, she needs to apologize. Oh, she needs to everything that she could, her mouth could bring out. You know? Who is scamming who here? Let me ask you. We all know the meaning of scamming. They don't seem to know. Who was scamming who here? who was being scammed? Whose money bought the ticket? So who went at a loss? So was Dee scamming herself? Because it's her money that bought the ticket? How was this scamming? How do you translate this to scamming? Who went at a loss here? But anyway, I was glad when Dee did that live and gave the lazy gang a piece of her mind. The Dee Mwango style. I'm calling it Dee Mwango style because she did it in style. In style. She didn't sit in front of a camera in a room with a computer in front of her. No. She wore her nice bikini and gave it to them in style. So let them feel bad about it. She spiced it with her signature laughter. The same laughter that drives them crazy. So I can imagine the double dose of crazy that they got from Dee. The double dose of crazy. Can I say triple dose? Because one, she was in her bikini, which they are always talking about. She gave them Dee style tell off, which they always complain about. Oh, her attitude, her attitude. And then she gave her signature laugh. Triple dose of something made by Dee. How do you think they felt? I hope they went as crazy as craziest can ever get. And you know, it's so shocking because for people who have never traveled, they sure know a lot about traveling. I'm saying people who have never traveled because Coco Mama and the cosmetic woman only travel from their workstations to their home countries. The cosmetic woman travels from Germany to Nigeria. Does she travel for fun? No. She travels to work. So, what other traveling does she know? As for Carrot, we know the only traveling she has ever done was when she used to work in the Middle East or when she used to work in Uganda. Or was it Rwanda? Whichever. Has she ever traveled just for fun? No. So, these are people who know zero about traveling. So let me tell you, let me educate you, lazy, ignorant people. Traveling is usually not as simple and as straightforward as you backbenchers may think it is. It's usually not that simple. You can go online and look for information and get that information, and when you go out to travel, you discover that things are different. That is the fact of the matter. And it happens every day. So when it happens today, you, if you've been traveling, needs to understand. I'll give you an example of a popular lady called Mrs. Ocampo, or Mrs. Pastor Ocampo. A beautiful, beautiful, nice lady. Now, she traveled from Philippines to Malaysia for a conference and also just to, for pleasure. And she had her return ticket. She has her visa, her residential visa for Philippines. But nothing online or from the travel agency would have prepared her for the nightmare she went through on the return journey. Nothing. Even with the Philippine government intervention, government intervention, ambassadors had to call the airport, the airlines, but things still did not work for her. The airlines refused to budge. I will not go into the detail of her story. If you want, you can find out. But these are some of the technicalities that I'm talking about that happen when you're traveling. More than 30 hours later, and 3 tickets later, she was still stuck in Malaysia. More than 30 hours later, remember. The people she was with have already gone back to Philippines. She has already checked out of the hotel. She is at the airport. More than 30 hours later, 3 tickets later, she's still stuck in Malaysia, and eventually she had to travel back to Kenya before going back to Philippines. These are things she never expected. So you can never come here and say, oh, for somebody who has traveled to 40 countries, oh, you should have known, you should have known, you should have checked. My dear, there are things you are never prepared for. So don't open your mouth when you do not know exactly what happened. Don't just open your mouth. Ask the person involved what happened. Ask Dee Mwango what happened. Did you ask Dee Mwango what happened? No, because you cannot dare even try to ask her. How many times have you ever traveled to the nearest country? You, Carrot, you. How many times? 0. Let's say to Zambia, which is not far from you, or the other East African countries, apart from Uganda, of course, where you go by road. None. I have never gone out of my way to study the visa requirements for a place like Zambia. But I've been there twice. I never even went to the internet to find out what do you need to go to Zambia. I've flown there and got my visa on arrival. These are almost neighboring countries. So you'd assume there should be no visa issue. And use whatever is there on their website. Marwa is also another seasoned traveler. I don't know how many countries he's been to. Maybe you know, lazy gang, because your job is to chase people and find out things about them. He's traveling with Ro right now, you know, and they are traveling on the road, as you already know. And the other day, you heard Ro explaining how they had thought she would get a visa on arrival at Malawi, only to be told that that was not the case. They went by what was given in the website. What was on the website, which said clearly that she can get a visa on arrival. And they went on that. Marwa is usually very meticulous and very careful with the travel issues and travel arrangements. And they must have checked. And it said exactly that. What happened when they got there? She discovered that the things had changed. You should have applied online 2 days before traveling. They have not written that on their website, but they are telling you on the spot. She is traveling with Marwa, an international traveler who has traveled to how many countries, maybe, can I ask you? Yet, they did not see this coming. They did not see this coming. They could have actually been turned back. Ro would have been turned back. But the people at the airport were very understanding and very helpful, and they helped her to do the visa, and she got the visa. So these are things that happen when you're traveling every day. And by the way, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. So, if maybe Dee did not dig enough or did not made a mistake here, we should understand that we all make mistakes. But she said she went according to what she found online. The fact is, and she said, she was honest enough to come out and tell you what happened at the airport. Like she said, she could have easily blurred that part and traveled and kept quiet about the whole situation. Suppose she decided to keep quiet, what story would the lazy gang have spun? Would you have spun the story of, oh, she has abandoned her new boyfriend, or she left him behind and traveled, or I don't know what? Because you always have a story anyway. I even saw Nairobi teacher clutching onto this story like his life depended on it. Talking about how many people Dee had used and discarded. And then I looked at him and asked myself, is this Nairobi teacher talking about how many people Dee has used and discarded? How about him? How many people has he used and discarded? I don't want to go into that because we already know that. He has used people and discarded them. He even used Alex, a helpless man who knew nothing about YouTube and YouTube interviews. He went and used him and dumped him. And many other people. So, first of all, he should tell us how many people he has discarded. Start the story by telling us, my viewers, I have used this number of people and discarded. That's why I'm telling you that Dee has also used these people. You share your story and then you come and tell us about another person's story. Your allegation is not credible at all because we know you. We know you, we know your story, we know the kind of things that you do. You know, you cannot just be bashing people for making mistakes. Any mistake somebody makes, oh, it's a scam, they are using people, it's a scam. How come Nairobi teacher and Carrot never came out and talked about Fellow the Boys mega scam? That was a huge scam that involved a lot of money. They never came out to talk about it. Now they're saying, oh, this is scamming, this is scamming Shane. How much money is involved here? And how much money was involved in Fellow the Boys scam? Did any of you come out and talk about it? No. Because one, you come from the same area. You said, both of you say you are going to investigate. We are still waiting for the investigation report, Nairobi teacher and AMQ. We are waiting for your investigation report for the Fellow the Boy thing. Before you start investigating other people's crimes and calling people scammers, give us the investigation report for Fellow the Boy. You know, you're behaving like the politicians I know. Once they have done something and squandered money, they say, oh, they create an investigation committee. That's exactly what you're doing. So you are still investigating, your investigation committee is still digging out the information about how Fellow the Boy scammed, what's his name, Sir Edward? My God. Dee Mwango, Marwa's mistake, or David's mistake, or Mayugno, or whoever, their mistakes are always referred to as scams. But when they make mistakes, they keep quiet, silently. Like now, Masubo has been crying, scamming. And do you see how quiet they are? None of them even commented on what Masubo said. They shut their mouth. Now we know who you are. You cannot cheat anybody. The only people you can cheat are your subscribers because you are dancing to their tune. But you cannot cheat anybody. We know you, Nairobi teacher. You are among the people Masubo mentioned in his subscriber donation business. That business of reacting against Marwa's family. You were mentioned in that business. So you are one of the biggest scammers, dancing to the tune of the subscribers. So, whatever you say, Just spin it for your subscribers. Spin it for your subscribers. We don't care. In fact, I look at you and I just see a pathetic man who has a wife and children and dancing to the tune of some women he doesn't even know. You have no face because you're just a scam. So for Empress D, I can tell you, enjoy your journey in the tags. Show us what you're doing. Even if you're in the bikini, show it to us. Travel, put on your bikinis, let the lazy gang burn inside. And when you're ready, fulfill your promise to shame and ashame these witches and wizards. Having traveled to 40 countries that does not make you mistake-proof. We are all human beings. God made us human beings. We are not gods. And that's why we make mistakes. So if we make a mistake, it should not be other people's business to come and magnify this mistake and make it into a mountain that they want to use to climb to the top. Because you are not reaching any top. You will always be at the bottom where you are. For how many years you have been at the bottom there, and that's where you will always be. You lazy gang team, you lie every day. Every day when I go back to your videos, I actually see a lot of lies, a lot of scamming. And you still go about your business as if you have done nothing wrong. But you are always pointing fingers at people. Pointing fingers at people. Anybody who is close to Marwa, related to Marwa, the moment they do something, you pick it up. That's your meal ticket. Then make your meal and make it quietly in your little corner. Google or any travel agency does not prepare you for certain technicalities that you encounter when you're traveling. That is a fact. When you travel, and that's the raw and uncensored truth, you will encounter technicalities. You will encounter technicalities, and you have to deal with them as they come. That is the raw and hard truth. Lazy gang, take it or leave it. It's up to you. D, kudos for coming back out and showing these people their place. They need to know that your place and their place are miles apart. Thank you very much, subscribers, for listening, for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and subscribe. Share this video so we can grow as a huge Nyalwanga family. And may God bless you.